Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen of the Scribe Tribe. I am your boy Scribe, and today we are going over Grand Arena featuring Drunk Scribble. Mistakes were made. Hey, but before we get going into this GAC video, real quick, if you want to catch up with the previous round of battles, you can check that out just here. Go check that out and see how we got on there before you come and see this second round, because, you know, I don't know about you guys, but I don't start a series halfway through and then finish it and then go back to it. Just watch that one and then come back here and tell me how awesome I am in general. I mean, not because of the video, just, you know, because. All right, let's do this. Alrighty, so round two sees us facing off against Cade from the X-Wing Fighter. It's a whole guild of one person. 473 million GP. My god, is that a thick person. Coffee is good. Coffee is life. Hashtag follow coffee. Okay, so looking down, it looks like offensively I've got a little bit of an edge, I'm just saying, but you know, GP wise he's got 1.7 million more GP than me. I mean, what's 1.7 million GP between friends, eh? Kid, we're not friends. All right, so Zetas, he's got about 20 more than me. That's okay. 3 more Omicrons. That's okay. My average speed is better. That's probably because I have less GP, so it's easier to get that average speed higher. Obviously, he has a lot more of those Gear 13 individuals and Gear 12s, but I do have him beat on trusty Gear 11. Thank you, W in the chat for your boy Scribble. Funnily enough, we have the same number of 25 plus speed secondaries. He has got more 6-dot mods though, and I'm slightly better ahead in the 20 to 24 range. So overall, I'd say our modding, he definitely has a little advantage, I would say, just because he's got quite a healthy stock more of the 15 plus, and the 15 to 19 range is all significantly better. But hey, I don't think that really is the make or break difference in this particular matchup. He's got 1 extra R9 on me, that's okay, but about 300 additional relic levels. Kind of stings. Datacrons, he also has a bit more invested than me there, but never mind. When it comes to GLs, he does of course have all of the GLs apart from Jabba. Big Slug Boy is not featuring in any of my GAC matchups just yet. The bottom of Kyber 1 does not currently, as far as I'm aware, feature very many of those big chunky slugs slithering around the place. When we're looking for Relic 9s, what can we see? We can see Relic 9 on JML and on Lord Vader. Not a terrible investment. His modding is also better than mine here, which is a big sad. Yeah, look at that chunky Lord Vader as well. Okay, standard on the key characters over here. Nothing really much to report on. He has got R8 on his Malgus, R7 Cat, R7 Ben Swallow, R7 on the Maul. Only one of the Omicrons on Starkiller. That could be useful to us, and I think, in my opinion, this is incorrect modding for Starkiller. You want chunky health, in my opinion. Okay, so of course he does have the Profundity, just like me. Oh well, this one's going to be tough, I think, guys. So, fair warning, I had a really good stream when I did this battle, and I was getting a little bit merry. Case in point, and I don't care if it does or doesn't, because 3v3, nobody gives a shit. I think you catch my drift. Anyway, we had some fun. Let's check out his defenses. Alrighty, so in the northern section, we've got Starkiller under EP Mara Jade. We've got a Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron, but it's featuring Mace and not Kiadi Mundi, which I always find to be an easier comp to deal with. We've got a standard CLS Chupio. We've got Dash with the bonus turn Omicron, and we've got Malgus featuring, I think it was Talon and some other individual, but hey, Malgus is Malgus. So yeah, there's that bonus turn on the dash cron. Now, I have a few counters for this one, and I don't particularly mind it so much. I actually prefer to save my dash Omicron with, well, not Omicron, dash Datacron for offense, because I feel it's got quite a lot more viability there. In the southern section, we happen to have Lord Vader with Maul and Royal Guard, always a pain. We've got the Grand Inquisitor as well. So interesting thing to encounter in 3v3. I haven't got much experience in dealing with that, so that'll be an interesting one to deal with. Then we also have the likes of Bossk, Momo, and someone who I can't see. As I said in my previous video, in 3v3s, I have a tendency to go ahead and attack through south to get the additional banners that we can earn from that area, because it's worth more than fleet overall. However, I was drunk and I didn't really care, so I started attacking his CLS team using JTR. It's a North Wall team, but I know that this is the counter that I always use against CLS. It has quite good success rate with me, especially seeing as though I've got a Datacron right now that's adding an additional 100% potency, kind of guaranteeing that we're going to land those daisies, except it didn't land. So what can you do, eh? Fortunately, that counterattack did manage to land a trusty stun on his CLS, but BB-8 has seen better days. We got the stun there on Chupio, which is always beneficial, but he finishes off our BB-8. Now, in this position, I don't feel particularly comfortable because, his CLS is alive, his Chupio is alive, and we've got no BB-8 to help spread the additional TM and counterattack and call to assist. So I'm feeling a little bit sketch right now. I just decided to try and control his Chupio because if we can kill him, his CLS becomes much less of a threat. Chupio is gone, feeling pretty good now. We managed to get the days on his CLS. That makes life so much easier. Just start calling an R2-D2 and hope for some stuns. If it doesn't land, it doesn't land, but he's got the expose and less than 50% hit points. I'm feeling confident we can just see him off now. See ya, CLS. A decent start to a Rocky Drunk GAC, 64 banners. Next battle. Next up, we're going to take on the Grand Inquisitor, and we're going to be using the Sith Triumvirate. He does have a Datacron on here, but I'm not particularly worried about it. The Triumvirate tend to be a pretty solid counter to the Inquisitorious faction as a whole. Doesn't really matter about the leadership. It's just, they won't be able to get the ball rolling with all their purges. We'll be cleansing them ourselves, and we can just slowly chip away at them. So here we go, Grand Inquisitor, that R6 unit. R6, he's gone above and beyond what some people require. So we just immediately go ahead and do a mass drain. We managed to get 2 cooldown increases, which is not terrible. And then Sion goes and does his thing, spreading some of that pain. He likes to get very angry about things and holds himself together. I mean, that's like me when I go to visit the mother-in-law at Christmas. So I can totally sort of empathize. I can speak with Sion about anger. We're just playing the waiting game, to be honest, guys. It's just a case of sitting back and waiting till we can get that first Annihilate and taking out the units one by one. Isolating Ninth Sister just means she can't do anything. She's just going to sit there and look pretty. That's right, I said it. She's pretty. And we just wait for Nihilus. Every single time that they're landing these debuffs on our units, we're going to be getting lots of bonus TM for our Nihilus. So his turns will come around thick and fast, just like she said. So, yeah, Seventh Sister is not looking particularly happy right now. Grand Inquisitor is going to eat the yeet. And yeah, that's it. That's GG. There's nothing this team can really do against the Sith Triumvirate, unfortunately. So it's a pretty solid counter. I would recommend you use it if you see Grand Inquisitor on defense. Also works incredibly well in 5v5 as well. So do not be afraid. Don't be afraid. Do not be afraid of using this counter in the future. Super, super reliable. Super, super useful. You will lose protection banners, obviously. You can try and recover them, but it's unlikely that you'll get max protection on the likes of Sion. There's just too much damage input, and he doesn't have quite enough recovery to get back up to max banners. But there we go. We're just waiting for the inevitable right now. Seventh Sister keeping the team alive far longer than it has any right to be kept alive, dodging abilities when she has no right to. But she's now dead. And it's just left to Ninth Sister. Ninth Sister is just slowly awaiting the inevitable yeet from Nihilus. Yes, she is juicy double thick, but that is just additional deliciousness for our boy Nihilus. There's the yeet. 54 banners I will take. Next up, we are taking in JMK Cat to try and get down to just a solo Lord Vader. Now, the things that can go wrong here. if Maul targets our cat and increases her cooldowns on his first ability, it makes life incredibly difficult for us. Simply because we can't yeet out that Royal Guard, which means we are stuck behind Maul. Now, this guy had 18% dodge, I want to say. 18% dodge on his Datacron, which is not a significant amount, but, CG has got its own maths. Like, when it's 18% dodge, it's more like, 78% dodge, apparently, when it comes to CG's math. I don't make the rules, guys. They do. There was one dodge already. Let's see. How does JMK get on? Dodge. Well, dodge deflected. So, there's Maul staying alive when he doesn't have any right. There's another deflection there. That's, 4 dodges. I take a look. Yeah, 18.9% dodge, 27% deflection. Yeah, I'm just like, okay, fine. At least we can get rid of Royal Guard. Maul is about to die, so I'm quite happy with that. We lose our mace, which is unfortunate. Another deflection there from Maul. I know deflection is special, so that was that 27%, but it's just like, honestly. Frustration kicks in, but there we go. Next up, we are going to tackle his Ray with Ben Swolo. So we put the armor tech on our boy Slithery C, and then we go ahead and link his Ben Swolo. Now, I will freely admit, I was pretty drunk at this point, and I haven't done this matchup before, I don't think. Not like this, anyway. I go ahead and put the weapons tech over on armor just to try and get it to take a turn soon enough. We managed to get the 2 stacks of Beskar armor, I want to say, on our boy C, just to give him that extra level of recovery and protection. I was hoping that should be enough to see us through and yeet out this Ray. I decided to focus Ray for reasons, I guess. Reasons is why I focused this Ray. Yeah, okay, so we lost our armorer to the Whirlwind, so it's a good job we put that Beskar armor on, otherwise we would have just completely lost it. I poke Ben Solo because I'm like, haha, Ray is below 50% health. And now she's back up above 50% health, and I'm like, oh, well, never mind. Holdo shoots us in the face with a gun. We nearly get completely yeeted, and I apparently just focus on Ray. Well, no, that does make sense. Focusing on Ray here does make sense. But this is where I do the big boo-boo. For some reason, I just unlink Ben Swolo. I'm like, why did I unlink Ben Swolo? Drunk me has got a lot to answer for. We get the armor shred and the heal immunity, and it's really not looking very pretty right now. We nearly get completely yeeted out. I'm like, quick, must go into ultimate and yeet out people. I was definitely not in the right state of mind for this right now. I used the yeet. Obviously, Ben takes no damage, and then we're stuck with the healing immunity. And I'm like, oh god, this isn't going to end well, is it? I don't think this is going to end well. She's about to go into ultimate. I've got heal immunity. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. Boom. There goes C. I should have left Ben Solo linked. Next up, we try to clear up this Lord Vader using Fennec, Bam, and Grief. So it doesn't start too great because we basically lose everybody right out the gate. And yeah, then I'm just like, okay, we hopefully try and kill Maul. It's not looking too pretty right now. Dodge. Dodge. I love Datacrons. So I was like, okay, fine, let's go ahead and Wampa solo the EP Mara Jade, and he immediately stuns my 200% tenacity Wampa at the gate. I'm like, okay, so nothing wants to go right for me today. This was not a pretty GAC. So we decide to take another bite of the apple out of his EP Mara Jade team. This time we are going in with Starkiller. I take in Han Chewie and yeah, well, it wasn't a good idea. Drunk Scribble plays really good. I will kill this Starkiller team, so we just throw JML at it. And honestly, it's still scary. it's still scary. Preloaded EP Mara Jade with cooldown reduction is just, it's not a fun time for anybody. And I absolutely could have played this better, but unfortunately, when you're having a stream as good as I was having a wonderful stream, guys. Don't get me wrong. I was having a really good, fun stream. But I wasn't playing very well. That much is true. So I decided to get the days on Starkiller, but then I remember, wait a minute, he's going to be immune to that. And I can just, call the assists to deal with him anyway. So let's do that instead. Obviously, like I said, mistakes were made. We really don't want him to hit his ultimate, so we just focus him down pretty heavily and kill him. And I'm like, good, he's dead. I've killed units. Guys, we're not completely lost. We're completely lost. And it's just EP right now. And against, 3 Jedi Masters, what's he going to do? We eventually beat a team. Next up, I decide to take in the Bad Batch against a Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron. Now, this one did not have Kiadi Mundi, so I was less concerned about JKA just ultimately yeeting the entire team. I wouldn't recommend putting Mace in this team. I don't think it offers enough to the team, really. So we get the mass stun out, and then we just go for the kill on Qui-Gon Jinn. Anakin is obviously stunned, so he can't do anything there. We clear off the Foresight. He takes the bonus turn any second now. Yeet! He still nearly kills us. I was like, really? Really? How exactly did that happen? But hey, it looks like we're going to recover. Provided we kill Anakin, everything should be fine. The game has a bit of a hissy fit at this point, and I genuinely got concerned that we were going to, excuse me, that we were going to have a game crash there. I don't know why I focused down Mace here. We should have just killed Anakin, because that just ended up costing us the match. Don't ask. Ask no questions and I shall tell you no lies. But eventually we cleared up for a very clean and delicious 49 banners. Alrighty, so next up we do have the Dashacron with the bonus turn. I believe he's got Fandor and L3 for a little bit of chunkiness and survival. And yeah, the idea was to go in here and just to kill Dash. I don't know why, but I seem to have completely forgotten about the fact that I've got a very, very secure counter in Padme that I just ignored, apparently. I just didn't want to use it. If I'd have just taken in Padme here, it would have been a very, very clean and easy win. But either way, we managed to get a good level of Whistling Bird stacks. We throw that out at Dash Rendar, and he survives with an inch of health left. And I was like, I just needed to kill him with the Whistling Birds. You can't revive from Whistling Birds. If you don't know that already, you just, like, there is no revival from Whistling Birds. So it would have made me so happy if I'd have just one-tapped that dash, but it does look like we are once again going to lose a battle. However, things do turn around a little bit for us. I'm saving the AoE here from IG-11 because I want to be able to use that after I've gone into poop stance like this. And I'm getting a little bit worried here. Boom, boom, boom. We get a little bit of extra damage. I'm like, okay, we've got 15 stacks of Whistling Birds. Maybe this time we'll do enough damage. And Dash is gone. So I'm like, yay! All is not completely lost. I don't think we can finish off the rest of the battle because we've still got a very chunky L3 and we've got Vandor for revives. Who knows if I can actually get round to more Whistling Birds to deal enough damage to actually kill one of these units, because I don't think it's going to happen. Especially seeing as though now there are less enemies on the less enemies for us to gain stacks of Whistling Bird. I don't think we've actually got enough damage or enough stacks of or instances of damage to build up Whistling Birds to kill anybody. That L3 is going to be stacking max health throughout the entirety of the battle, and she's going to be cleansing anything like heal immunity. So yeah, I'm not confident right now that we can actually kill anything. Don't know why we attacked L3. Don't know why I put the heal immunity there. Oh, I think it was to wait to get the AoE off cooldown. I wanted to see to make sure I still had it available. So we go back into poop stance. We do another AoE, but look, we've only got 4 stacks of Whistling Birds. I'm like, I don't think that's going to do anything. We took away his protection, but he is immediately cleansed. And this just becomes an eternal battle of let's not kill each other. So yeah, let's fast forward. As you can see, guys, there are no winners here. But at least Dash is gone. And now for an episode of futility. I don't know what I was trying to do here. I think maybe I was just trying to get rid of Talon just by using Boba Fett's Execute. I was thinking, Boba Fett, R8, with with Zam in there for additional offense, we should potentially be able to just yeet her out with an Execute, right? Except he dodged like 3 attacks in a row. Sure, that was just Sith Empire Trooper, but, you know, I've got... Oh, excuse me, I've got no hope of killing him. I'm just waiting for Talon to come out of hiding. She's out of hiding, but Malgus is taunting. So I'm like, okay, fine. Let's go back over to Talon. Blep, dodge. Don't we all just love Dodgicrons, guys? Everybody loves Dodgicrons. So, yep, let's keep this going. Let's get the double tap. Okay, yeah, we did no damage at all. Let's continue to do no damage. And, yeah, can't attack Talon right now because of all the taunt. Here we go. We can throw some grenades out. Yes. All right, here we go. Executor. Or apparently get the ability block on her. I guess I didn't want her trying to go into stealth again. I can only make assumptions. Right, okay, let's do a mass assist on Sith Empire Trooper. Can't dodge while you're stunned. Happy days. Not sure why I did that one, but that's okay. You know, honestly, I don't know what I was hoping to achieve with this, but hey. Again, I don't know why I'm not going after Talon. Maybe I just want to shoot her with Zam? Well, I mean, we did some damage, but then the enemy just immediately taunts. So we needed some form of buff immunity, I think, to try and get anything done. I don't think we had any real hope of doing anything here. 1 tap. We didn't get the 2 tap, of course, because why would we get the 2 tap? Zam is hanging on by a thread right now, and she's gone. I'm like, well, okay. There's another trusty dodge there. Let's see. Can we get a double tap? Nope, just dodge. Oh, my days. I was just hoping to take out Talon here. Honestly, I don't know what I thought I would actually accomplish, but drunk scribble doesn't always have to make sense. More dodges. That's okay. I was like, yeah, sure. Now we can execute. 39,000 damage, and she's still alive. I'm like, okay, we could quite happily just exit out of this now. I think maybe we can get the double tap. No, can't even ignore taunt anymore, so... Awkward. Very, very awkward. So instead, we go in with an Empire team with a cooldown reduction. I'm like, well, I've got Vader's increased damage with dots. We should be able to get at least something done here, right? We'll go into Merciless Massacre. We'll drop a fat stack. We'll basic, I guess? Or do we just try and yeet out Talon right now? Apparently not. Well, I go back into Merciless, yeah. So at least this way we would be able to get rid of Talon. Just keep going around. There's no hope of this team winning versus Malgus because he's just got way too much recovery. I think we just drop another Force Crush here. Yeah, back into Merciless. I think we laughably try to do some damage to Sith Empire Trooper with a Cull, but honestly, it's not going to do anything. What I should have done is just waited because I've got the 300% additional damage on dots. So I should have just left those dots on him. And let those do the work for me, because Malgus is going to be recovering their health and protection whenever they suffer a debuff. So it would have been better. It probably would have been better for me to actually go in with a Darth Vader lead, so I could keep those dots stacking, and then we might have had a hope in hell of actually dealing some damage. But hey ho, let's just keep dropping these Force Crushes. Boom. So he's got 6 dots on him right now, so it might do some damage as long as I'm not culling. It'll be all right. Yes, Tarkin doing the ultimate firepower ability, I mean. And then he gets yeeted out for 111,000 damage. Let's drop some more. You can see how the protection was dropping from the Sith Empire Trooper there. I definitely would have been better off with a Vader lead here. Reinstating those dots, they would stack and deal more and more damage over time. Would be grand. Look, he's lost a bunch of his protection. I think I tried to cull him here. Oh, okay, maybe not. Maybe I've cottoned on and realized that the dots are doing all the damage. And I'm just hoping against hope that we'll be able to kill him. There we go. 16,000 damage per dot is really not too bad. Just down to Malgus. Next up, we try to go for another TM loop. This was an absolute exercise in futility. I guess I was hoping that the shock from C would be enough to stop him healing up. Obviously, you can't stop Malgus's protection regen because he is completely immune to heal immunity. So shock only stops health recovery, doesn't stop protection recovery. I was hoping to do something here, but he's just way too thick. So if we just fast forward through this battle, you can see we don't really get anything done. But when all else fails against Malgus, you can always throw in the Imperial Troopers. Dark Trooper has got enough stonks about him to really show Malak who's the boss. I was a little bit concerned that I wouldn't be able to actually deal any damage here, but dodging happens. I'm just like, oh my days, are we really going to deal with this guy just dodging constantly? Let's call the assist. We got the hits. Okay, he's about to lose his protection. That counts for something, right? Yes, we didn't get it dodged. Amazing. I love Dodgecrons, guys. Dodged. Okay, fine. Basic, and come on, Dark Trooper. Yes, he got him down to half health. Let's talk about squeaky bum moments here, guys. Come on, Dark Trooper. He's hanging on by a thread right now. Get the hit. Dodge. Come on, Dark Trooper. He's nearly got Malgus down. I tell you what, this was a very butt-clenching moment, but it looks like we should be able to just about get this Malgus scene off. Dodge. Oh my days, is it stressful. We get the assist. Come on. He's nearly dead. Get him. Stop dodging, Malgus. I hate you. He eventually dies. Oh my days. Next up, we go for a cleanup against the Vandor and L3. I've taken in Rex 5s and Zaris. Zaris will keep us alive against the odds, and I'm just hoping that we eventually get to a moment where, you know, Vandor Chewie's not prepared and I can yeet out Nest. Nest? L3. So this was an interesting battle, guys, because as you know, Rex's aerial advantage, his Rexecute, stacks damage every single time a 501st ally takes a turn, so it does gradually more and more damage based on max health. So after a couple of turns, it's always going to one-shot everybody that doesn't take reduced damage from percentage health effects, like Malgus, Crew, Marauder? Malgus, Crew, Malak, GLs, OG Kylo, that sort of people. It'll one-shot them. Obviously, Vandor Chewbacca, though, is going to revive anybody when he has protection. So you can imagine what's happening here. I'm just yeeting out L3. She's getting revived, and then I'm waiting to get another turn to kill Vandor Chewie. Unfortunately, he's just constantly getting back the prepared, and I'm constantly getting stuck behind L3's taunt. Place your bets now. Do I time out, or do I actually clear this team? Based on my track record of this drunken GAC, how do you think we perform here? Needless to say, this goes on for a short while, I think is what we'd say. I think that's the second time we've yeeted her out, and he's just immediately got back his prepared. I'm like, okay, this is fine. This is fine. Eventually we'll get an opening. We've only been battling this team for 2 minutes. We've done 3 Rexecutes, I want to say. Rexalates, Rexecutes, aerial advantages, whatever you want to call it. Haha, he wasn't prepared, and now he's prepared. Damn it. Okay. We'll get there. We'll get there. Come on. We'll just need to Rexecute her one more time, and then we can get rid. Okay, I'm like, good. He's not taunting. Let's go ahead and Rexecute Chewie. Yeah. And that's all she wrote. We actually managed to find a moment, a gap in the defenses that we could actually just get rid of Chewie. So it took half the battle, but now there's nothing L3 can do, because as soon as we get another Rexecute on our boy Rex, it'll just be curtains for her. Good, 34 banners. And that shows us fleet. He has got Negotiator, he's got Executrix, and he has got Holdo's Raddus on defense. Nothing for me to worry about, because I take all of my fleets for offense, as you guys know. So we just start picking these ones off one by one, because I'm confident that I cannot kill anything in south, so I might as well try to get some banners in the north. Against his Negotiator, we are immediately taking in our Executor. I would rather use our Executor here than our Profundity, because there is a chance that Profundity can go wrong. Always. Maybe. No, I don't think I even thought that. I'm just spewing vitriol and nonsense right now. But that's okay. So here we go. Here we go. What can the Executor do against a Negotiator? Turns out quite a lot. It's a pretty good hard counter because we can immediately ignore his taunting tank. His tank, if he's taunting or not. So we get the mass assist on Anakin. He immediately triggers his unending loyalty, and we just trigger it again. The BTLB Y-Wing is like, hey, look at me. And I'm like, no, you don't have a pilot, so I can quite safely ignore you. So there we go. Anakin's out of the picture. And as we know, without Anakin, the Negotiator just doesn't really tend to offer that much of a threat, especially if you kill him early so he can't keep stacking that Valor and quickly hit the ultimate. I learned from my last round, apparently, and I decided to actually reinforce with some units now. Don't care about dropping the banners at this point because pretty certain we've lost regardless. Apparently, I and ah about what move I'm going to use. I'm sure that's got nothing to do with the amount of beer that I'd been drinking. Turns out this guy has put his Clone Sarge on defense, which I always find a bit interesting because that makes you more susceptible to be encountered by the likes of the Malevolence. But hey, each to their own. I usually save that to go in the Holdo fleet or something like that. And it's not looking too pretty for our boy General Kenobi over here. It looks like his fleet is falling apart all around him. Just got the BTLB Y-Wing left to deal with, and once that's out of there, we can move on to the very next fleet. Amazing. Unfortunately, Negotiator is nothing if not resilient. It does tend to have quite a lot of sustain on it, so even though you've definitely won the match, it just has this tendency to just hang on and be incredibly irritating. Even though it no longer has a capital ship, they still want to hang around. See ya, Plo. All right, that's another battle done. And next up, it looks like we're going straight in against the Executrix now. That Tarkin lead is going to succumb to the Profundity. They do not have the TIE Fighter pilot in the starting lineup here, so we don't have to worry about the dodges making our lives uncomfortable. Standard lineup, Han's Millennium Falcon with the Outrider and the Rebel Y-Wing, and it looks like I'm just taking in the Phoenix ships, the Phantom II and the Ghost as my reinforcements, although I'm hoping that I won't have to use them. Profundity turns out is a good ship. Those of you that have dropped all those crystals like me in order to unlock it at 7 stars at an early point have benefited slightly from it, although that benefit now is certainly waning because more and more people are getting him without having spent all those crystals. So I start off with the mass assist and try to target Darth Vader. Unfortunately, we only get one assist there, so we weren't able to do enough damage to him to actually kill him. And then I think we just wiggle off there. Yep, it looks like we do the wiggle. We do a little shake, wiggle our way around, because I don't want to... I don't know why I just didn't ignore that taunt. I could have killed the taxi. But again, thinking is not my strong suit, apparently, when I'm drunk. So we just decide, you know what? We're calling in reinforcements. Reinforcements are on their way. Let's deal with it. Recovery up right now. Obviously, the burning is a nasty mechanic. It's specifically designed to really mess with Rebel fleets. So you don't really like the Imperial TIE Bomber when you're facing it with a Rebel fleet. And there comes the Inquisitorius. We know this person has already got the Grand Inquisitor. So we know that that's going to be at least Relic 5, causing us some issues. I call in the Ghost here just to get some additional ships on the field and try to cause some additional assists to help us recover that protection thanks to the Rebel Y-Wing. Turns out Imperial TIE Bomber, chunky ship, does not want to die. And the AoE isn't enough to kill the TIE Advance. At this point, I'm starting to worry. I'm like, my God, are we actually going to kill any ships here? Turns out, yes, we are. We're going to kill some ships, but not before they kill our Rebel Y-Wing, leaving us without a tank. I'm like, ruh-roh. However, we are very, very close to hitting our ultimate, and that should be enough for us to see out this battle. Hopefully we do that before the enemy gets his ultimate off, because we don't want to take all that raid of TIE Fighter pilots to the face. Just 2 ships left. He gets another reinforcement in. It is Palp's shuttle. And now I'm like, oh God, we're 96% of the way there to contract on the Outrider. But the capital ship comes through. The Tentative 4 leads off the Executrix into the sunset. And I can finally breathe a little bit. I really should have played this a lot better. Probably would have been better if I'd have just used the Executor against this, truth be told. But hey-ho. Or if I'd have just played even remotely good to begin with. That would have been good too. So, yep, we've just got the Sith Marauder to deal with. Focus him down. Get him out. Sith Marauder? Sith Bomber. Yeah, it's all plain sailing from there. Palp's shuttle isn't really going to do much on its own, especially not when he's got that deserted debuff. 70 banners. Very bad for a Profundity match. And finally, we have got the Malevolence versus the Raddus fleet. Now, this can go a little bit wrong. Just depends on how many dodges happen. I believe that ship dodgecrons are now a thing because they just want to evade all my attacks again. But hey, we'll deal with it. Go ahead and throw the Buzzies over on the SF-17. Rose's Tico's ship over there that she stole from her sister after the bombing run, apparently, is doing its job and tanking those hits, but we're about to call a mass swarm and ruin its day. For some reason, I didn't choose to focus and get rid of that foresight that you can see on Poe Dameron's ship. His reinforcement actually comes in with the Resistance pilot, which means, there's a very strong chance that they'll be able to go ahead and hit ultimate here and yeet out our capital ship. I really hope that doesn't happen. They take out a bunch of our buzz droids, but that just gives us a bit of extra TM on our capital ship and very nearly kill me. I don't know why I'm not focusing down on Poe Dameron's ship. Again, mistakes were made. Let's go ahead and call in the spy now. Hopefully get a big yeet off. Just waste it on the deflection, but he still dies regardless. More buzz droids coming in, but another dodge. I suppose he had evasion up. I guess it's not too sad to be, not too unexpected, I guess. More dodges, of course. And let's get the assist. Dodge. And no assist. Why, CG? Why do you do this to me? Comes in with Lando's shuttle. Lando's Millennium Falcon to get all those bonus attacks, and now I'm starting to get very, very concerned about my survivability. Go ahead and summon the Ebola Hawk, which has got evasion down. Dodge me now. Why didn't I do the AoE? Nobody knows. Well, probably, again, we'll reiterate that whole I was drunk thing. But we get rid of the Resistance pilot eventually. Now, this is by no means a clean win. But let's face it, guys, this was by no means a clean and easy GAC. Just Lando there, holding the fort down. I'm hoping to kill him before he gets a turn with his Raddus, because undoubtedly he would yeet out my capital ship at this point. Bye! So we did get the one tap on the fleets, but it was not clean. 65 banners. We decided to take in a Padme team against his Momo, which I should have used earlier. And it failed miserably. But then we took in our Dash Datacron, and honestly, why did I forget that I even had this? Because this would have really helped us deal with a lot more. But yeah, we get rid of Cara Dune. She revives. We take some more bonus turns. Don't know why I didn't again get rid of Cara Dune's potency up there, but hey, she would have revived regardless. Again, another attack. She takes more turns, going after my young Han Solo here. Bloop. There we go. She's taken out. I actually quite like this team because we've got revives and it uses young Han Solo. What's not to like? Go ahead and get our retribution up. When they kill my young Han Solo, I'm like, no, what am I going to do? Oh, wait a minute. Welcome back, buddy. I mean, he's got no health, but, he came back for a minute. Oh, that's good, right? 32 banners. And so the exercise in futility continues. We throw about 8 teams at this Bossk team, but I've got nothing in my roster left to deal with it, so we just kind of lose. Yeah. And that was the end of it, ladies and gentlemen. Unsurprisingly, I did lose, but it wasn't by such a large margin that we should be disappointed. Now, those of you that watched my previous video, again, go back and watch it for round 1. We did win round 1 because our opponent stopped putting on stupid defenses. Only apparently took 2 attempts at tackling my teams. He took JMK Cat against Lord Vader, didn't do another battle, and then he failed with C versus Ben. I feel you there, brother. And then he did not attack. So yeah. Against Caird, we did lose by a grand total of 47 banners. So yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't a great performance for us. We definitely could have performed better. If I'd have taken out his Maul against his Lord Vader, we probably had a better time there. If I hadn't have been so stupid against his Rey, we probably could have cleared that south. So yeah, lessons learned, but ultimately had a really good time in Discord, and Kid actually came into the stream and joined us for a chat and spoke us through his defenses. He had some issues against some of our teams. Let's take a look at some of the highlights there. Dropped a battle against GL Newt with Shaq T, which was surprising. Dropped another battle against Lord Vader with his Slacker, Watt, and Fost. Again, surprising considering he had the level 9 over here, reflecting damage. So I was surprised that this held, but then he did get the cleanup with a Fennec solo, which is what I was looking to do, but I didn't kill his Maul. If you don't kill them all, it's a big no-no. And then he lost with C Armorer against my Ray Ben, which was nice to see. And then he lost against my DR Malak Bastashan Fallen with gas. This can absolutely happen, guys. In 3v3, DR is a different story on defense. He then cleaned it up with his own DR, then also failed against Ray Ben solo with JMK Cat, which I found incredibly surprising, truth be told. I would have thought that would have been a guarantee win. And then he also failed using JML against it. So very surprising. I'm guessing he was killing Ben, but then the Omicron was kicking in, Ben was reviving, and I was slowly eating through his teams. So Ray definitely caused him some issues. The Datacron I had on here does have 104% health steal, which is nice, some additional protection. So it definitely causes some issues, but I think that could have been circumvented with some proper play. All in all, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do like, because I do need those additional likes for, just feeling better about my life in general. Please do like, consider subscribing, and share this video far and wide to your friends, your family, your sister, your cat, your dog, your pet, your chihuahua. They all want to watch these videos. Trust me, guys, I've got it on good authority. And I will see you all in the next video, ladies and gentlebeans. If you are still looking for help with your Galactic Conquest Galactic Challenge data discs, do click this video here. I will tell you how to get your rewards, and we'll be doing more videos very, very shortly. Keep it right here at Scribe Tribe Gaming. Let's go, baby.
Just giving a quick shout out to my patrons. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and without your support, I wouldn't be doing this today. Thanks so much.